Hi, my name is Sophie McKee-Wright, and with me today I have Marty Yaskowicz, who's our VP of Customer Development. Marty, I wanted to ask you a few questions about the repair industry today, as you've been talking with different retailers in the space. To start off, what is the state of the repair industry like today?
You know, the repair industry today reminds us a lot of where independent wireless channel was, say, 18, 20 years ago, when we first started getting into the business, where you had a number of smaller independents, but starting to grow and form and maturing into a real and bona fide market. I think the statistics that we've seen lately is that there's about 10,000 doors today in the repair industry. It's growing about 3 to 5%, and it represents about $5 billion in revenue. So while there's a lot of maturity happening in the market, there's some mergers and acquisitions, there's a couple of smaller operations that are starting to grow and build into bona fide, enterprise level opportunities. There's still a lot of growth and maturity to happen in the market. And you're seeing bigger players like the carriers themselves getting into the game. You're seeing people actually outside of the telco space realizing that there's an opportunity to be made here and there's some revenue to be made here. And they're really jumping on that opportunity as well. So a lot of influx into this market, a lot of interest in the market, and that's changing the dynamic of how customers are ultimately treated and serviced.
And how are people differentiating themselves to stay ahead of the competition?
Yeah, like most retail sectors, customer experience is really one of those pieces that is driving that differentiation and leading to a different level of loyalty. When we think of the repair sector, I think we often think of a one-time interaction with the customer that is a very point-in-time need state that they have, whereas now I think the retailers that are really growing are thinking of it more as a way that they can have a relationship, an ongoing relationship, and finding different and new ways to really develop that over time. The big consulting firm Bain says that retailers who excel at consumer experience, who are really looking at that experience and trying to be different, are growing up to 4 to 8 times above the category average. So they're seeing tremendous growth out of that renewed focus. And the number one thing, the key differentiator of any category by 2020, according to Walker, another consulting agency, is customer experience, changing that, making that relevant to them, and really mirroring the experience that many of these consumers are having in other categories with other retail or brands.
So you talk a lot about customer experience, and what are the stages of that experience and that journey, and how do you best support your customers at every stage?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's the repair sector, so it most often starts with a traumatic experience to the device. And any of us who have dropped a phone and felt and heard that crack know that pain and instinctually just that grimace. And when you talk specifically to younger people who really see this device as an extension of them and their life, always starts with that. But it very, very quickly goes into a whole bunch of different places. So often, they'll use that same device to search for a repair vendor. So, what are you doing as far as geo-targeting, and what is your search strategy, and what is your tagging strategy for your site so that you can actually capitalize in that moment of somebody searching for repair right at that particular time. It then leads more often than not to a web visit. So again, how robust, how built out is your web strategy and your website so that you can actually start the repair process perhaps online and allow people to get your hooks more into the customer at that time, avoiding them going somewhere else. I think similarly to the web visit is the social network piece of it, where most people, when they have that type of incident, they are immediately reaching out to friends, family, people they trust to say, what do I do now? Who have you used? Where have you been? So again, a great social and web strategy is a really key and piece to it. Leads then to the store visit itself. So if you're able to start booking an appointment online, that means that somebody is a lot more motivated to come visit you in store. As well, you can get a lot of that pass through and pass by traffic by having a great digital signage experience, setting expectations for people outside of the storefront as maybe they're walking by on the sidewalk or in the mall. So there's a lot of different technologies that come into play to actually help shape that consumer experience. The repair itself is, handled in store with your technicians, but there's a lot of communication that goes around that. Estimating wait times, collecting information so that you can have follow-up, or you can ask questions of the customer while the repair is ongoing. And providing that more of that diagnostic approach, as opposed to this is a service, I cracked my screen, you're replacing my screen. Use that time that you have with that device to offer more value to a customer, to say, hey, did you know that your battery is draining really low? Have you had issues with connectivity? Here's some other things that we can provide to you as far as a service, or perhaps some sort of correction of device that again lends to a lot more trust and potentially a lot more loyalty. When the repair is completed, obviously you have a lot of opportunities for upsell and cross-sell, and while our technicians generally are best at completing repairs, they're not always the best salespeople. So again, this is a place where technology can potentially bring in the idea of an endless aisle of accessories, whether it be a replacement case or a screen protector, or any of the sort of ancillary products that go around having a phone and loving it, power cables, Bluetooth speakers. There's all kinds of opportunities. Most of our repair clients don't have huge inventory and can't stack up a ton of different accessories, but with products like our endless aisle or our dropship, they can have those products sent to them at home. And it takes a little bit of the burden off the technician, who really is there to fix phones, and that's really what they're best at. The last piece of it, obviously, is they get their phone, they're back on the street, they're excited, but what are you doing to follow up? Are you contacting them to see if they've had a great experience? Are you encouraging them to share that experience if it's been positive with friends and family? Because we know that's part of the next ripple of what happens after repair is completed. So of the 8 stages, really only one of them is the actual repair itself. You need to be thinking about all 7 or 8 of those stages and building a plan to attack each of them sort of independently and creating that unique experience.
Any final thoughts for players in the repair industry to be thinking about?
Yeah, I think the big thing is, there's 8 steps to the process, as I talked about. Only a couple of them are really the repair itself and the expertise required for that. The rest of it is basic customer experience, customer service. How do you get people into the flow of dealing with you as a brand? And on their exit away from the brand, how do we continue to have a relationship with them and provide value to them? And I think that's the part that a lot of retailers that are outside of the repair sector who are maybe getting into it are seeing as a benefit, is that repeatable loyalty that they can be providing to the customer in different ways and different techniques.
Great, well thanks so much for joining me today, Marty.
I really appreciate it. It's an exciting time for the category. It's an exciting, sort of branching off of many of the pieces and parts of wireless as we've seen them in the last 20 years, and it's something that IQ Metrics is really excited